Welcome back to Still Too Much, the podcast. I am your host, Liz Mears. This podcast is where we have honest conversations about neurodivergence, parenting, mental health, education, and what it really means to live in a world that often tells us that we are too much. So, whether you're neurodivergent yourself, supporting a neurodivergent child, or just simply trying to understand things a little differently, I'm really glad you're here. I want you to grab yourself a cuppa or a cold drink because
Mhm.
today I am joined by Kate Searle, who is, well, Kate, who are you? Introduce yourself, please, my love.
First of all, I'm really excited to be here and this opportunity to share my situation. So thank you very much, Liz.
Pleasure.
My name's Kate, and I am a mum, a parent of one wonderful neurodivergent child. His name is Solomon, and he is 13.
Cool. That's a good name.
Thank you.
I like that. It's a different one.
Yeah. It's yes, unique. See, his dad chose the name. If it was a boy, if it was a girl, she was going to be called, I believe, Zanaya. I think I chose
Ooh, that's
back then.
another one.
Yeah, I like a unique name.
I love it. I love it. That's so fun. I love it. And so I
Thank
said to
you.
you just before we came on that I do need to know, you wrote down that your nickname is Peanut, and so I'm going to need to know why.
So I was born very premature, and my dad named me Peanut because if I was the size of a peanut, and
Oh.
I love the name because he's not here anymore, and he gave us all nicknames, and it's special, I think.
It is a special one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is special. Isn't it funny? Yeah, right. I mean, I still call my kids Baby Bump.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Or my Bump
cute.
T. And, my eldest is 21 now. So he's really not
Oh,
tiny
that's
anymore.
cute.
It's
Gosh,
frightening, how
yeah.
quickly it goes. Yeah, my eldest is 21 and my youngest is 14, nearly 15. So
Wow.
time goes on.
I'm
But
sorry.
so,
You don't look old enough to have a 21-year-old, I must
oh,
say.
bless you.
I
Thank you.
mean,
You can come on again. I'm 46 this year, which is a little bit
oh, okay.
scary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because it's towards the end of the 40s, isn't it? See, I'm 44.
yeah.
So it's, yeah.
You're still in the breathing
Gotcha.
space. I hit 45 and I was like, oof.
Yes. Yes. Because our souls don't age, do they? It's just our body and our mind. You know.
It is, and it's quite a lot. That's, one of the things I've been talking about with other people on the podcast as well, is that we don't feel any different.
Yeah.
It's just the outside, and my kids love to remind me that I've got grey hair coming through and things like that, and they don't seem to want to accept that it is just magical sparkles.
Oh, love that.
Um,
I love that.
I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. But it's like, yeah, but I don't
Lovely.
feel any different than when I had Harley. I was just before I was 25 when I had Harley. So,
Great
life
names
goes.
as well. Gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Superb.
crazy. But back
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Listen, you describe yourself as very kind, creative, and someone who says it how it is, and I love that. So, have you
Yeah.
always been that way, or is that a new thing?
No, I haven't. Well, growing up was quite tricky. I was very quiet and I was also kind of mute as well. And the world was very scary. And I used to hide a lot behind my mum. And yeah, I was very vulnerable and very scared. That's how I remember it. And growing up was quite tricky. I think mum used to say I used to have like 30 tantrums a day. I used to do a lot of head banging on the cot and the sofa. And they put it down to my hearing because I had glue ear. I don't wear hearing aids, as you can see, because I like the quiet.
Yeah,
Um, I tried it and I was like, oh my God, I can hear footsteps when
too
I'm going
much.
down, Tesco's and everyone's conversations. So I was like, I'm not going to wear the hearing aid. Yeah, obviously I can still hear. I lip read. But yeah, when I got my son diagnosed, I always knew that I was on the spectrum, and I got myself diagnosed with combination ADHD, and there were some autistic traits there. So, and that was
Wow. When was
yeah,
that then?
So I was what, 42. Yeah, only a couple of years ago.
Recent.
Yeah.
I'm so interested in the fact, not that you can't hear properly, but in the fact that by giving you a hearing aid, it then raises your hearing to the level of your autistic self, if you see what I mean.
Yes, that's what
Um,
happened. Yeah.
how,
It's, going through school and not really being able to understand because there's so many, even now I've got like a, but there's so many voices going on and conversations. I don't know I didn't know what's going on. Um, and it wasn't, I don't know how I got another hearing test a few years ago, but she's like, you should be wearing hearing aids. And I said, oh, well, they didn't say that. So all through school life, basically, when you need to be hearing and the processing sensory issues that I had, I felt a bit very angry
mm,
because I was late in school. I used to bunk. My whole school life was affected from it all. Yeah,
it's huge. That's a huge thing to miss.
it is.
Um, yeah, there must have been a lot of grief to work through there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on underneath the surface. I did a lot more out of school. I did a lot more training out of school. Like MVQ3s in nursing. I wanted to help the world
Yeah.
in every capacity. I used to work in nursing homes, with hospitals, with learning disabilities, people palliative care. There wasn't a line I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to help. There wasn't. I'd go to the depths, and that was very interesting. So that was for 18 years. But I also have a creative side. So I went into makeup and hairdressing and things like that. But I think I'm jumping there because actually I left school and I did hairdressing, but I didn't finish it properly because I
Same.
had
How
self-worth
funny is
issues.
that? That's exactly the same as me. I went and did hairdressing and didn't finish it. It was
What
so
happened?
fun.
Yeah, what happened though?
Mine was my mental health. I've got
Mm.
OCD, and I had a really, really tough time when I was younger.
I've
I
heard
just couldn't
on your
keep up with it
Facebook.
all.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was too much. It was the constant. You need to be here, do this, do that, and um,
expectations
yeah. And I think in a similar way to you, sort of, you once you start kind of looking back on it, you realize that actually I was probably just completely overwhelmed by everything. It wasn't necessarily my OCD.
overwhelm is a huge part of it all.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the practical. I have dyslexia, so I'm very slow processing. So that that all will always hit your self-worth and self-esteem.
yeah,
Um, Also, I'm sorry, just trying to retrack then what I just said. So it got to the exam, and my experience in exams is not good.
no,
And I just felt the fear and ran away. Um, which was a shame. But I've done a lot since then, with help from amazing people that would just help me write things out or just talk about things. But then
you
again,
sort of.
I haven't finished my counselling too. I did my three, but then I couldn't go on to my four because too much for me. So there's things that have stopped me in my tracks of going further with things.
It's such a typical. I don't want to like really make it typical, but it does seem to be something that I've observed with us neurodivergents, especially females.
Mm,
Biologically female people seem to chop and change quite a lot between what they
mm.
can and can't handle. I hated exams, completely with you there, as my brain just went, what are words?
Yeah, reading a sentence for me. Um, I was like, what does that mean? What are you trying to tell me?
Yeah,
Um, Really difficult, awful, because you hide these things, that people don't really know teach how bad it is, or how difficult it is. and accepting that for yourself. And everyone else is doing this, writing and their pages, and I'm like, how are they doing that?
Yeah.
God, I
And
just
then
get
you
set in the
also,
corner, right, with my hands on my head
yeah,
because I was doing a plait in someone's hair,
yeah,
you know, and looking out the window. I'm not concentrating. Well, actually, no, I'm bored because I don't know what's going on.
yeah. I mean, my son would say the same with his school experience, that he would just sit there bored. And he actually told me the other day for the first time that he fell asleep in maths class because he was just bored because
Mm,
he is academically inclined. And so it was easy for him. Whereas my daughter is very much more me and more practical. We would be bored because it's just boring.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
can't keep up with it. Um, and we need more stimulation.
It's the
It's
stimulation around it. Yeah.
yeah. And so you said you went on to do makeup and stuff, which fascinates me because I'm really rubbish at makeup. So
Mm.
where did that love come?
Well, I didn't like my eyes. I had an OCD issue with my eyes, and my face. And I used to try and change it with different makeup, and use a lot of eyeliner. I haven't today, but I'm known for very large tics on my
Yeah.
face. And I spent years perfecting that, my eyeliner. And so sometimes if I didn't get it perfectly right, which it shouldn't be because our faces aren't so symmetrical, I would spend 2 hours doing it in the morning. So that left me frustrated, obviously angry, and then late for work.
And
Yeah,
would it be like an armor? It's like the masking thing, isn't it? It's that kind of, if I put it on right, I
yeah.
feel better.
Oh, absolutely. It's armor. It made me feel like I could face people. There's a long story about this, It had an effect on school because I wouldn't be allowed to wear it in school. So I'd go back into the toilets and reapply it. And I just got detentions after detention. And really what I needed was just a bit of space to be creative and as I should be at that age. Um, so obviously people at work, would understand that I needed this makeup on, but obviously they have to have policies and boundaries. Like Katie, it got down to an hour, then a half an hour, then I'd be like 15 minutes late and then 10 minutes. And now I've got it down to a T. I can do it so quick now. Um, and basically, I wanted to make people feel better by having makeup on because everyone is beautiful. But my thing was extending on the on your lovely eyes or your lips that you have, not making your face different, but just enhancing them.
Yeah.
So I did really well in that respect, but not well in the others because I couldn't plan myself or my days.
So how did
So
you help other people with it? Did you go out and teach them, or did you just like take a friend to the side and be like, let me give you some tips?
friends first, and then I would do a lot of free work for photographers,
Ah,
um, fashion, the fashion world. So I was let loose on faces, which was just my passion. But then I realised that I was doing a lot of free work, and my brother was like, "You're always, when are you going to earn money from this? It's been years." And I was like, oh, "This is true." So I did um, makeup for weddings,
ah.
and I liked to, I used to help them with their, jewellery and stuff like that, and it was very special to be there on that day. And yeah, so I did weddings, and then I'd get like six bookings, and then I'd do, oh God, I don't know what to do with that. And then it become very difficult to organise my diary and then organise my single parent life with my son being autistic in the weekends.
Yeah.
And I ran away again. I'd still get the odd makeup, but I
But
just
it's a
seemed
lot to
to.
handle. How did going back, because obviously you've had your diagnosis, you know, I'd like to sort of ask you about how you discovered that about yourself with regards to, and then how that helps you feel better perhaps about yourself, and have you
Mm.
been able to let yourself off? So let's start with, what was your aha moment for realizing that your brain works differently? For me, it was when I was doing the autism assessment with my son. Did you notice it in your son first? or did you already know it about yourself?
I knew it was I knew about myself. I just couldn't I just thought I think the self-esteem was so low, like what the hell's going on with you kind of thing, you know? And I was called my mum used to call me like the funny one or the special, the funny my funny little one. That wasn't probably great for me. But yeah, I think I see a lot of things in Soul, and obviously helped get the diagnosis. I think you hear that a lot in parents. You know, we got my son or daughter diagnosis, and I thought, well, actually, I need one. You know, I don't think it was just an aha. I think it's kind of gradually slow for me. I think
Yeah.
I always knew from a young age, but I didn't know. I couldn't pinpoint what it was. Yeah, I mean, my mum had four kids, so you know it's quite tricky to get diagnosis back
It
then and
is, and
things
we
like
didn't.
that.
We come from a time, we're similar age. There was
Yeah,
when, for me, when I was growing up, it was autism, for instance, it's looked a certain way. Like Rain Man was. It was all this kind of. It was a certain. It was boys, and it came out in a certain way.
yeah,
It certainly wasn't that girls were like that, but it just turns out that we were.
yeah. That's really right. It was a certain way you looked at it,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
you know, women, I think, are more social chameleons, I suppose, and have
Mm.
been able to mask it in a different way. I think it's really interesting that you've. So did you always think you were autistic, or did you just know that there was something different? I don't like that word, but do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think it was just something different. There's something very different, and
and
also the dyslexia with that as
yeah,
well. I didn't get diagnosed until I went to college. He
wow,
said memory dyslexia and other bits, and I remember I was crying so much when I phoned my mum. She thought something had happened to me. I was wailing, and that was 16 years old. You
oh
know, just the pain from it all. Like it's just a little bit too late.
yeah.
You know, a little bit too late.
It's heavy, and
Yeah,
realizing that you, as actually as a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old, if it had happened then, it would be very different, if you
it's
like.
so much different. So much different. I mean, I used to have help with reading, but I'm the girl that I used to copy people in the class. No, I had to copy, and then when I found like I copied, I understood.
Yeah,
So it's a completely different way of learning. I couldn't learn by listening necessarily. I just had to be told what it was, and then I'd do my own spin on it. But
yep,
it's very sad and a shame, and I do feel like that's the reason why I want to help in the way of people that are ill mentally or physically. And now I do the business with Happy here because I want to help everybody, and I want, my main focus is making someone feel heard and validated because what they're feeling is how they are feeling,
yeah.
not, oh, it's not like that, or like, I hate that. It's just, okay, you're feeling that. Um,
Yes, it's that validation of, yeah, it's shit. And I
yeah,
understand. Like, and that's
yeah,
okay because you don't have to be happy all the time.
no.
Like,
Or a parent would say, oh, I didn't, that's not how it was. Or it's like, well, okay, that doesn't help at all. Um,
no,
I think my mum's found it very difficult how to know how to validate and to help big feelings. I think she struggled with that. So, I mean, I didn't know how to regulate. So
no.
I think
And
like the point of what you're saying, younger the better, basically.
yeah, absolutely. And I think we're all kind of reparenting ourselves to some extent.
Hugely, yes.
Um, and I think that's why I'm so passionate about getting everybody's stories out there, because there are far too many of us that went too long without it being noticed or given help. And I want it to like stop with us so that we help kids going
That's
forward.
why I'm so grateful when I come across you because I was thinking this is as a time to get stories out, and these things are held in us and held in us. I mean, I wanted to go to the newspapers and the MP, and I want to, I want to help.
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful to be, talking to you today to
Oh,
talk about it.
it's a pleasure to have you here, because this is what I too,
Mm.
we completely agree on that this is the stuff that's going to fundamentally help change society, because the more of us
Society.
that listen to each other and
Yeah,
recognize each other in us, in ourselves, we feel less alone, don't we? Um,
Yeah.
so you were saying, about your Happy Hit CIC that you've got a few
Mm.
things going on. So tell me how you are changing what has been a real, challenge into a positive.
Yeah, I think caring all those years made me feel good,
Mm.
and knowing that I could help people made me feel good. But also took me away from myself. So that's when I went into the makeup side of things and needed to be more creative. I also lost my father, so I needed to get out of that. It was heavy, seeing people unwell all the time. It's also affected my mental health. So
It's that
um,
balance. Y-
yeah,
I
I needed
think
to get yeah,
we have to look after ourselves. And I've always you've got your creativity and like your makeup, and mine is art. And
same. Yeah.
is it? Oh, what do you
Mm.
do?
Funny enough, I love art. I got a B in school. That's the only one that was good, right? So the rest were ungraded or didn't do it. Um, so I didn't follow that really. Hairdressing, yeah, but so only last year I did the Beach Creative course, which Beach Creative is amazing in Herne Bay, and I did a cultural ambassadors course for 10 weeks. That way, I was learning different mediums, and
Wow.
then I built my portfolio up. I mean, the people were in there like they were getting ready for the next day. They were um not organized. Like, I mean, they were very organized. I wanted to just go and just be free.
Yeah.
So anyway, I built up this portfolio, and I went to the open day of the university, UCA. I don't know what I was doing really, but I went because obviously I wanted to see other people's work, and it was amazing just looking around. It's just awesome place to be. So I went for the interview, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to get in. I'm just going to do it. And then I got accepted, and I was like, did everyone get accepted that day? And he was like, no. So, why have I got accepted? So I'm still kind
Wow.
of actually it's this year, September. I'm actually not processing it very well at the moment. I'm kind of avoiding it because I still can't accept that I've got into university.
You
Or
did. Like,
yeah,
that's huge.
I know.
Well done.
Thank you. I can't really I haven't processed it, and when some people talk about it too much, I don't like it because
Yeah.
like we can talk about it now, but like in the street, oh my God, Kate, this I'm like, please stop, because I don't know how I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of I want
Yeah.
to do it for myself
Yeah.
because doing the gardening I'm doing at the moment, it's going to take the toll on my body. My dad passed at a young age, and he always said, make sure you do something you love as well, and to fall back on, because he couldn't be a pottery teacher at that time because he didn't have teaching degrees and stuff because he was a builder.
And
So
he did pottery.
he had a pottery shop in Herne Bay, yeah,
Oh,
New Street.
wow.
Yeah, he's a
Oh my
legend,
gosh.
absolute legend. And so I thought this would be the space where I can use it as an outlet. And I'm judging myself here still as I was speaking, but I can use it as an outlet of everything I've gone through. And yeah, I'm also really scared because the workload, the overwhelm that will cause me mental health possibly more decline maybe. I have a son that's still struggling at school, which I was writing down things for educational psychologist before speaking to you. So um yeah, it's amazing. I know it's amazing, but it's also a big pressure for it's 3 years, it's full time.
Yes. And I know I completely understand that kind of
It's not comfortable.
yeah, the balance it's a huge win, and they like,
Absolutely.
I understand that nervousness about whether you feel able to take it forward and actually do it, or just take it as the win of like I got accepted. Yeah. You know. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
and then trying to balance that with your son. So he's 13, you said, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's struggling with, does he go into school? Is he a regular in school, or is it all over the place? Because it's so different from all of our kids.
Oh, they are really different. This is the thing. So yeah, he's 13. Um, he is at I got him a specialist school, which took a lot. EHCP took a lot, and then
Yeah.
obviously specialist school, which I got help for a friend. Will never forget her because I wouldn't be in the space I am without her.
Wow.
So so grateful. Basically, I know in my heart of hearts he needs to be homeschooled.
Right. Okay.
So I would take him out at months at a time and just do anything. But obviously, the anger he had, was difficult to deal with, and the frustrations as well, because obviously I'm dysregulated, he's dysregulated, not a good match. The point I'm trying to make is I had to work as well. So what I did was I was like, he's not going to be in at 8:30. He'll be in at 11. He'll be in at 10.
Yep.
I cannot I cannot put that boy through the stress anymore of making him get up at a certain point to go into school with the huge, horrible meltdowns he used to have in the morning and after school, by the way.
Yeah.
So it was every day, all day. It was every day. Then he would be burnt out and wouldn't eat, drink certain things, sort of dark under the eyes,
Oh, yeah.
withdrawn. So I'd take him out for a few months at a time, then try and get him back in. Because I'm navigating. I don't know, actually this is right. I'm sure should I be
We're all
doing this?
navigating. That's such
We're
a,
all sorry,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. We're all navigating. You do feel a bit of a victim because I'm not doing it as good as everyone else. So it's like, okay, I need to do it what's right for him. It's not about anyone else. Yeah, I got a specialist school for him, hoping that it would be the answer. I put all my eggs in one basket, but it's actually not. Um, he still is 63% attendance now. He has his 3 day, but his 3 days and he's done.
Yeah.
He tries for 3 days, bless his heart. He's a masker as well, and he's done. So they're like, his attendance is not good, and I'm like, I know, and that will always be that way because he will always need a reset day or two. Um, and I will not put him in a mental health crisis because you want numbers.
Good for you.
Yeah, so at the moment it's still like that. So I'm rethinking. He's going into the upper school, which is a different site. It's supposed to be a lot better communication and a lot better there as a whole. So
Okay.
we'll see how that goes. But they haven't got a plan in place for when he does decline, because he will decline, because it doesn't matter where he is. He's got auditory issues like misophonia,
Yeah.
OCD, stuff that's gonna is lived with. So I'm thinking of other colleges or something, 14 to 16, I don't know, where he can be creative and be a little bit more looser with and be himself, like with uniform and stuff. Because
It's
I
such a lot. Navigate is just absolutely the word for it because it's like taking your ship through any amount of rocks and dodgy water and
yeah,
going for one island and trying for that one, and then that one's not quite working. So you'll go over and you try another one, and maybe
yeah,
it's a mixture
exactly
of
how it is.
both of these he needs. And I do have a lot of parents as well that are single parents like yourself that are really like you're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Mm,
And I feel very privileged that I
mm,
was able to stop working and I have my other half and he did the working money side of it. So I was at home
yeah,
for my son because his attendance got down to I think it was like 27% at one point. I was like, why are you even recording it? What's the point?
yeah, yeah.
It was like, but
Do you
it
know what? I was just thinking, had a thought. I just thought, do you know what would be helpful because of my neurodivergence? I didn't know how to navigate it. So I think if I knew better how to navigate it, okay, well, maybe it's actually you don't have to do these maths books or you don't have to do this. Just going to the park and the seaside, looking at certain shells or just looking at something up. I made it a big thing in my head and I put myself on this pedestal. I am not a teacher. I am not this. I am not this. And so therefore I can't do it. So maybe if I had a little help how to navigate that, I probably would have been able to do it and
yeah.
like the pressure, put it all down, stop. and just look at it differently. I think I would have been. I know that it would have been better.
Yeah,
Um, so I feel quite upset inside now because homeschooling is the way forward. It really is.
it's just
But
not that simple, unfortunately, sometimes, is it? That's the
it's not. But I think you can simplify it. I think you can. I just think you need a way to navigate the way to how to do that. I just think it's brainstorming. It's people around you. It's how much help you've got. It depends on so many things, and and
that's
and the pressure I put on myself is not needed. Um,
I think the pressure we put on ourselves is probably the biggest part of that.
Mm.
Um, because we, like you say, you're like, oh, I'm not a teacher and I can't do this and I can't do
yeah.
that. And the more teachers I speak to, the more I realise that even the teachers don't think they can do it to the government standard because
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um,
There's
and
this
one thing,
awful things that go on at school. Awful things Solomon was telling me,
yeah,
and I got locked in a classroom once, or the bullying that happened in year 5 happened because I put all these things in place. I got all these things put in place, like autism Marnie backpack or a little bracelet. It would have one side was red and green, and he'd had to sit on the front. He would walk around the field if he needs to reset breaks. So
yeah,
then the bullying started because it was different. Sorry, they could see that there was different things put in place, and now I blame myself for that because I actually had a light bulb moment. I thought, oh my god, that was when I put all the things in place.
but it's
I
not,
mean,
yeah, that's not your fault. That's society
yeah,
reacting to something because we've all been forced into boxes that have
yeah,
got smaller and smaller and smaller over the years. And I say this as the mum who I'm desperately sad that I didn't take my son out of school earlier. We pushed him through till year 10. From year 7 to year 10, I was desperately trying to get him an alternative provision, but nobody would listen. We were still waiting
mm,
for diagnosis. He didn't have that. I was gaslit beyond belief.
my God, the gaslighting. I just
Yeah,
go cold right then because the gaslighting is so bad. It's so
it
bad.
is.
An alternative provision. I'm just going to just let's carry on that very important conversation. But
Mm.
alternative provision is what I was saying. He needs 2 or 3 days at school, and then everything else needs to be alternative provisions. Like, how are we supposed to get that? Is it independent now? You're getting everything you need, and I was thinking, but it's not getting everything you need.
It's not working.
It's not working. And I knew from a young age, nowhere is going to work. Even reception, I knew. I was like, no one's going to work for Sol. It's just the environment.
And you know him
So let's go
best.
back to your son, year 7 to 10.
Well, I just wanted to say that, the grief of what I put him through because I thought I was doing what was right is very, very real and is part of why I want to have these conversations as well, is because now I've got to the point that I took my youngest out. She tried year 7, she lasted 9 days and then fell apart.
Mm.
And I'm getting a bit shaky now because I can still
Sorry, my
viscerally,
eyes are watering up as well because I feel your
yeah,
pain, and the thing is, as a mum, you know all along, didn't you,
yeah,
that what to do.
yeah.
But yeah,
But I was gaslit into oblivion to keep him in school and then to try and keep her in school. And the morning that she fell apart, because I was all like, yeah, we'll try secondary school because I was trying to be good for her to keep her going and, be like the
yeah,
positive mum.
positive parent, yes.
Yeah, and that morning I let out. I mean, yeah, she just collapsed in the office. And luckily that morning, my other half had the morning off work. So he was actually with me for the first time in about 7 years to witness what my mornings
Mm.
had been like.
Yeah.
And I remember the look on his face, and I was like, fucking hell, what have I been putting everybody through?
Mm.
And we walked back to the car, and I sat in the car and I screamed. And I've never screamed like that before because it was
Mm.
anger, it was
Coming
grief,
right down from
it
the
was
bottom, isn't it?
completely,
A heart scream, yeah.
Yeah, I was absolutely done. And yet still, I had to ask for permission to take her out of school from my mum and from my partner. And I didn't feel I had the permission to do that. And they both, quite rightly, said to me, you know her best.
Yeah.
We'll just support you in what you want to do, because it was going to be me that was at home and doing all that sort of stuff. And it
Mm.
was the best decision I ever made for her, but it also made me feel really bad about what I'd put my son through.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really
Yes, I
complicated,
do
isn't it?
understand that. It's so complicated. I'm just processing all that.
Mm,
Yeah. Very,
it's a
very
lot.
tricky that. Because in fact, having your second one did a lot, didn't it? You could really, it must have changed so much having your second child and having them just the 9 days in school and realize this is happening again. Like, I need to do something different this time.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'd got older and wiser or what, or
Well, absolutely.
yeah, I was just like, I am not losing another kid to this education system. I love education. I love
Yeah,
learning.
I can tell you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, every year I usually like challenge myself to do a little course or something,
Yeah.
I like to learn whatever is my
Mm.
hyper focus at the time. Um, you know,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that
Exactly.
yeah, but it doesn't have to be the curriculum, right? It doesn't have to be
No.
what Michael Gove brought in.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly. It's what you want to learn
And
because
I
you're not
think,
going to learn if you don't want to learn about it. And people say you have to learn this, and like, well, do you? Can you just learn that later on in life if you're interested? You don't really,
yeah,
because
I
you're
mean,
not interested in it.
no. And I mean, I hated Well, I used to like maths in primary school because my teacher was amazing at teaching. And then through secondary, I learnt to hate it because I was made to feel stupid.
Hmm.
But I have learnt more maths since I left school because of life than I ever did from a textbook. And
Yeah,
I that is the one thing that I have kind of reminded myself with going forward with looking after like Phoenix's education and stuff because Phoenix is a my daughter is a completely different kettle of fish to my son. He's academic. I can give him a textbook and he'll crack on.
wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's just how, that's,
Yeah.
his blend of brain, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Whereas Phoenix is way more like me in that we want to be creative. We're going to make stuff. We're going to touch stuff. We're going to go
Hmm.
out and it has to, I call it stealth learning because if it looks anything like learning, Phoenix ain't doing it. Phoenix is like, no.
I get that one.
Yeah.
Totally get that one. If it even like writing can trigger me, a book triggers me now. Forms trigger me. I get quite unwell with I get forms. And I have to call upon someone to help me with forms. So that's really heavy as well because not only is it feel I get frustrated with myself that I've got to ask someone again for a body double because I can't do it. I'm triggered.
Yeah.
Um, so that annoys me, and I love to learn.
Yeah. And you're not alone in needing that body double and
Yeah.
that thing to do it. I mean, my mum and I realized that well, she's since Harley got his diagnosis, she's definitely autistic. Like she's not gone for diagnosis, but she's she's definitely autistic. And
Yeah.
I'm ADHD. I wouldn't be
Mm.
surprised if I've got some of the AU as well, but I'm
Yes,
definitely
same.
more on the ADHD side. But so like if we would ever do clearing out or anything in the house with like the kids stuff, it's always been incredibly helpful for mum to come with me because I can't cope with it on my own. I realize now that it's executive dysfunction and
Yes.
I just go, ugh. Whereas my mum has her her particular spicy brain is really good at just like getting to the grips with it and chucking it out and moving it on and
Yeah.
getting and so
Oh,
I need
I'd
her
love to have
to
that.
yeah
You need that energy to be able to spark your energy off and to be able to do it and to watch and learn and I just want to tell you now that I have my bedroom is not the best at the moment because when I've been going through the house for the years doing Soul's room, the hallway and the front room, I put myself obviously last, because you do. And I literally had to have a gap around my bed now because it's all filling up. My wardrobe has gone sideways,
Oh
but I
no.
can't actually figure out how to get that out and then down the skip and then the new wardrobe in. And it's stressing me right out because it's a wardrobe. It's only a wardrobe.
But it takes up space not only in your room, it takes up space in your brain.
Yeah.
And then it's trying to figure out how to, it's like
How to,
Tetris, isn't it?
yeah. And what box to clear out, and I can't. It's just a whole load of no.
Yeah.
I cannot go into that. Well, friends like, well, just put the boxes in the front room. I'm like, I literally am disabled. I feel I'm not disabled, but I feel I don't know what the word is. I cannot.
Disabled
It's
by it. I mean, it is like
I'm disabled by it.
yeah, it is that
Yeah.
that level. And yeah, no, I think a lot of us do. And this is this is the mixture of everything that makes trying to get our children to school really, really hard. Because like you said earlier, like he's overstimulated, you're overstimulated. Um,
Because you got to get to work at the time. And I was thinking, how much is this BS? I'm causing so much ag to just get to work on time and to Solon's goes, I've got to stop.
but
Stop it. Stop it.
it's not you, it's trying to fit into something that doesn't fit you.
That's right. And late, I think I realised that I don't need to do that.
No, and I
But a
think
bit too late, or not too late, because
no, it's not, it's
everything's
never
different
too late.
time.
Mm-mm. No,
No,
no.
it's never too late. Never too late. But yeah, I'm like, no, I'm totally different now. I'm like, no, no, no. I hear things. I'm like, just don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah. And it's like with what I went through with my son and my daughter. I I I know better now, so I do better. And I'm
Yeah.
just gonna have to try and forgive myself for not knowing better. And I move on now with trying to make our lives our lives, not dependent on, a school or this, that, and the other. Trying to heal from what I could have done better, but I'm doing better now.
Mm.
And moving on with life in a way that feels good to me. And I know a lot of people will say, well, you've got the privilege to do that. And I quite often have to say, I was already mentally unwell myself and on disability for my OCD and everything.
Mm.
Um, and it's not that I've gone from like being a millionaire to having no money. Like we didn't have much money anyway. You
Yeah.
know, the only privilege I think I've got is that I've got my partner and I've got my mum who's always been there for me. Those are my privileges.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Um, but everything else was a bloody hard decision trying to make what was right for my family versus the societal norms.
So hard. It's a very hard
Yeah.
decision. And it's
And
very brave as well.
and I don't think anybody can make it for anybody else, can they? You know,
No, it's a solely situation, that one. Yeah.
it is because I have parents ask me and they're like, well, how did you do it? What did you do? And I'm like, yeah, but I can't make that decision for you. I don't know your finances. I don't know what support you've got, you know.
Mental health, there's so many things around it.
Yeah, there is. And, I mean, let's move on a bit more to what you're doing with regards to what you're doing with your brother, because I really want to
Yes.
talk about it. I'm very
Yeah.
excited. I went on your website and I absolutely love it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you
It's
so much for
like,
looking at
why are
that.
you far away?
I know. It needs to be in every town, right? And city. We want to make it bigger. So, my brother is the founder of it. After COVID, he was struggling with certain things in his life. I think I can say it actually. I think I can say it. So addiction and being gay. So he spent 10 years in America, singer and songwriter, and
Wow.
then came back to Herne Bay, which is a small town, because he missed family and other things, life things. And after COVID, obviously there was a disconnect with everybody. It was awful,
It
awful.
was horrible.
And we'd talk about it, and obviously he was like, "Got to make a change, for everyone to come back again and to connect through creative well-being, because he's hugely creative. Um, and so that's where Happy Here came about, and trying to reconnect with people through creativity, well-being, like a holding hand sort of business, where we actually did get some grants for a lottery grant to get a van with a big rainbow on the side. We'd go to Wimbledon Square or certain places with a barista, and have teas and coffees. We had places where we can refer to, but the main thing was to make sure we're there, because you go to these services and then you're done. You're literally there. There we are. There's your tablets. See you later. And that is no good at all. That's not okay. You need to a continuing check-in. So that's why we had that, and I'm very passionate about keeping that friendship, really.
Yeah.
Um,
So how does it work? Is it a weekly thing, a couple of weekly thing? Like,
so it's kind of Wednesdays we do walk and talks, and then we'll go for a coffee. Sometimes we'd have breakfast. Um, we have a knit and natter group which Sam runs, which is very, really, 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 sorry, I just really, 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 which which is really, really good, because we're very impressed with Sam. Um, you don't have to knit or natter or crochet. You can knit, or you can do either one. He
yeah,
said to don't come if you can't knit. Have a coffee.
yeah.
Um, and so we do beach combing. We also had a space in Mustard where we do groups in there, do art and all sorts of things. Um, and then we do a long walk and a shorter walk on the weekends.
Oh
We
wow.
do queer coffee mornings in the Pier Salon. Um, there's lots going on, but fundamentally we've got this. My brother's big, what do you call it? Insight is the bigger place to
Yeah,
help a lot more people, a hell of a lot more people, and to get wheelchairs in and things like that. So the vision is huge,
yeah.
but we have to, rents through the roof. But yeah, so that's the big vision. But we have actually been given space from People United that has given us um, a beach hut Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So in the summer months, we can go down there, and then we can deliver things like we've got coastal. I do coastal skincare, so then we can make moisturizers, scrubs, and clay from natural products. So we can not use
Wow.
all the horrible things that we have in our cosmetics, full of horrible chemicals. So I do that, and then I teach people arm and hand massage, forearm and
Oh,
hand massage. Um, and then I can do it on someone, and they can do it on their parent or friend and stuff like that. And then we do mandalas using products like sand and seaweed shells, meditation with singing bowls,
oh
yeah,
wow.
crochet bombing and
My
all them things.
goodness.
It's only been open a few weeks, so I think the holidays is going to be really quite busy. But
So you've just
yeah,
like it's really like a new launch and everything and
we've been going for like 5 years, and it
oh
was
gosh.
recognised by the NHS. It was recognised. It's been recognised, but we just need this bigger place to help more people. Because obviously the beach hut's wonderful, and we're very grateful, but it can only fit so many people in, and then we have to get people outside,
Yeah, like
which
like you say,
is
it's that
wonderful.
accessibility of the community, isn't it? Oh my God. So
Yeah.
what are the plans for that? Are you looking in grants? Have you
Oh yeah,
people
constantly.
are we donating? Like, is there anything that we can do to help with that?
Oh well, that would be incredible to donate. Absolutely, if people could go on the website, it's
Yeah,
www.happyhere.cic, I believe.
yeah.
Obviously, my brain's
I'll
going.
double
What?
check
Where?
it and put it in the
Thank
description.
you. We just want to. It's not. People say, "Oh, what kind of people can go down there?" Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. You could be young. You could be old. You can be going through loneliness. Mental health issues. You might be going through something at home, just to want to get out and see
Yeah.
people. You might be just spending too much time at home. There's such a long list of, and we have obviously a few referral people that we would recommend ourselves because we are also neurodivergent and struggle. But we like to bring the rainbows out. It's really
I,
exciting. We just need
wow.
to be a lot. We need a space. We need space
Yeah,
to
you
help
need,
more
yeah,
people.
like a permanent kind of headquartery, like
Yeah.
wonderful space to
Mm.
be. That's I just
I'd love sensory rooms and stuff like that.
yeah.
And there's so many things that we can do.
There really is. No, I mean, I will put in the description what your bits are and everything. Is it on
Thank you.
like Facebook and Instagram or and all those
Yeah,
sorts
we're
of
on
things?
Facebook
That
and
right.
Instagram too.
You make
Yeah,
make sure you send me all the links and make sure that I get it in there as well so that we can get people seeing it because obviously that's fantastic for the local area. And I think, like
yeah,
you say, with after COVID and everything, I think it showed up a lot of what was lacking in society. Um,
absolutely.
and you are one of those, and your brother as well, one of those helpers who just like we've got our own.
Mm.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because like we've got our own stuff going on, but we're still going to go out there and help
Yeah,
make it better for other people.
exactly. Who says, oh, you've got to, who says there's still stuff going on with us, but you got to carry on and still work through things. And I think the way we do that is through creative means, me and my brother. Like he will songwrite to get his thoughts out. I will do a bit of art with some shells or some clay, it's just finding a way creatively, and that's the way we roll. It's the
So
creation
important.
is the way forward. And some people even they might be a songwriter or something, and they might have had a writer's block or a painter, and they feel like they need help to get back into it again. It's just
Yeah.
all them things as well. So
Very,
thank you so
very
much.
excited about that. It's wonderful. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm
I
blown
know.
away. Every
It's
time I
great,
do
isn't
one
it?
of these, it blows me away what people are making.
Yeah. I mean, me and my brother are so close as well. Is such a sunshine, a ray of sunshine. He's got like the the high functioning ADHD.
Yeah,
He hasn't been diagnosed, but he's like got all the tabs open,
yeah,
everything. He's a businessman because he's got all these tabs open. Where I had all the tabs open, but I'm kind of I like to do the one-to-ones and stuff like that, and
yes,
I'm more people person.
yeah.
Like
You each have your
he's a people
strengths.
person, but it's just finding your strengths, isn't it?
It is.
And he's good at writing and doing the form filling out, where that's not my strength. So I don't
That's
don't I don't do
absolutely
those things.
wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm so
thank you.
excited. I've realised the time, so we do need to be.
Yeah, I know.
I could talk forever.
I
It's
know, me too. I knew this would be like this. I just knew it.
Yeah,
I'm
just so much
Yeah,
that we could talk about, but just thank you so much for coming here. And if I could ask you like one more question, just a little
yeah, of course.
let's just do a roundup one. Obviously, this goes out to a lot of parents. So if there was one thing that every parent of a neurodivergent kid needs to hear today, what would you say to them?
I think it's all about listening to your gut and not looking all around you, because that is the biggest thing that we do wrong. Look at just that solely that child and what their needs are, and not look at society. Um, and you really do know what's best for your child. And I think as well, I I sourced information and help from so many people was not good, not a good idea, because I believe that they knew better than me, and they don't. They can give you advice, but fundamentally, just give yourself time with your child to work through it all, and don't think there's an answer, because you have it with your child.
A freaking men. You got it already.
Yeah,
I love that. That's
yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's just such a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to get to know you.
This is a great opportunity what you're doing for people to speak out and be heard. So I'm really excited to see where it all goes and keep in contact. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, like I said, I will put all of Kate's information down in the description so you can toddle off around the internet and find her and her brother because I've already started looking.
yeah, come and see us. You know,
So
it was
thank
nice
you
after
so
work the other day.
much.
I went for a swim. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah,
I'll have to get you back on another time.
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe with your brother. That would be fun. Hey,
Oh,
we'll see about
yes.
that. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Kate. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. And thank you for listening, everybody out there who has taken the time to listen to Still Too Much podcast today.
Yeah,
Um,
keep listening.
and yeah, if today has made you feel seen and heard and maybe even just a little bit less alone, then that's the entire point. And
Hmm.
so if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, hit the follow and all that jazz. And I will see you next time for another episode of Still Too Much.